Hi loves, welcome to my channel. My name is Gabby. For many of you who don't know, which I'm sure none of you do, I've tried this budgeting thing twice already and it just hasn't happened. I've pretty much just been, going to school and working many jobs and trying to do everything, but that didn't tend to work out for me. I also was having complications with my laptop, so I couldn't upload any of the material that I wanted without my laptop shutting down on me. So new year, new me, new plan, new computer, just trying to get everything settled. But I want to do this budgeting channel because I've been doing budgeting for the past 2 years and I love it. I absolutely think it's super amazing. And I think that many people can benefit from it, knowing that many people in the world don't have a budgeting strategy. So they end up being in debt, or they just can't pay their bills on time, and so forth. So here I am redoing this budgeting channel so that I can show you my ideas and how I manage to not be in overdraft every month like I used to be when I was younger, how I managed to pay all my bills on time and not end up being negative at the end of the month. I have been reading Dave Ramsey, Total Money Makeover, and this has been very amazing for me. It also has been giving me inspiration, and it has definitely been helping me think of new ways and new strategies and techniques that I can use in order to have a budget-friendly system. So I highly recommend this. 10 out of 10, good read. Please read it. You definitely won't regret it. I also got some stickers from a new person, but I'm not going to show that yet just because this one's not going to focus on that. This is my Erin Condren, and this is my Erin Condren for this year. It's really beautiful. My favorite color is yellow, and I've been really into pink lately. So I decided to get some flowers. I love flowers, and this is just what I got. I would definitely link where I got this down below, but I did get it from Erin Condren, as well as some stickers and some other things, but I will definitely show that in another video. For this video, I wanted to start off with my outline. I use this page as an outline for myself on things that I want to accomplish for this month and just some little information that I'd like to know right here. So first on this side, let's start. Okay. On this side, I like to do what my monthly focus is. So let me actually put some stickers down. I got some of these stickers here. I did get these from Walmart. It is kind of hard to find these stickers, I'm not gonna lie, because I've checked many Walmarts and they don't have this. But whenever I go back home and see my mom, I go to this specific Walmart and they always have these. So let's start and write our heading. I'll probably just zoom you through this. So I'm just going to do this on my own, and I'll see you at the end. Okay, now that I have my January overview, right, I usually put these stickers down beforehand, but I kind of just forgot. So you saw me do it on camera, but let's lay out what I want my January overview to be. So I pretty much just lay down what my focuses are and then what I need to do in order to accomplish them, or what I need to find out information about them, just so forth. So let me zoom you in a bit just so you can see more of what I'm doing, and then you can also just see what my heading looks like. It's not perfectly straight, and I did use some regular eyebrow tweezers. I mean, you can just use some, I think there's also tweezers specifically for stickers, but honestly, I had an extra pair of eyebrow tweezers, so that is what I used. Now let's get ready and start writing down our stuff. Okay, so first I have my finances, and there's a couple things that I want to do for these finances. So first, I want to determine all of my debt. So next, what I want to do is I want to determine what my credit score is. I want to see where I am and where I want to be and how can I get myself there. So let's put that down. After that, I want to make a sinking funds list, and I want to see what do I really want to start saving for this year. One thing I know that I want to save for is Christmas and California, because I do plan to move to California next year. The next thing I want to focus on is making an IRS payment, but this is a little bit up in question just because I'm not required to make any payments to the IRS. I just do it on my own. That way, when I get my taxes back around March, then I have extra income coming back to me and that I'm able to pay off stuff more, or I kind of think of it as like it's a kind of a small savings for myself. That way, if I do owe anything, they can take out of there and then I can just get the rest back to myself. But this is a little bit up in question just because I am trying to get new jobs and I'm trying to transition out of the job I currently have, meaning that I might be taking a little pay cut in order to do that. And I will talk about this a little bit more later on, but if I make this IRS payment, I might go negative and I don't want to go negative. So I'm just going to write it down. I'm probably going to plan it out as well for my January monthly budget, but if it comes down to the fact that I am coming negative because of it, then I'm not going to pay it. So I think I'm just going to put some question marks next to it. Alright, so that's pretty much all I have for my finances and what I really want to focus on. The next thing I want to focus on is YouTube. So for YouTube, what I want to do is start this budgeting channel, and that is what I'm currently doing right now, and I really want to rebrand it. So if you were watching some of my videos in the past, which I don't think many have, I think I only had like 5 or 6 subscribers, which is very small, but that's okay. I'm hoping this year that I end up gaining at least 5,000. You know, that's the goal. But I want to rebrand this channel and work on it. And I think what I want to do in terms of rebranding name is just budgeting with Gabby. So I'm going to write that down. After that, I also want to get my laptop fixed. In order to do this channel, I need my laptop fixed. I didn't get a whole brand new laptop. What I did is I found out, we did some diagnosis after I took it to Apple and realized why I was having complications was because of the battery. So they told me it was going to be around $140 to get it fixed with tax. So I'd rather pay $140 than get a whole new desktop, which is what I plan to do with my bonus from last year, which is at least $2,000. So I'd rather pay $140 over $2,000, and that is what I did. So let's get my laptop fixed. Another thing for YouTube, what I want to focus on is my second channel. I'm trying to create a second channel and kind of just talk about myself, maybe do little vlogs here and there. But this next channel definitely will highlight on my happiness and trying to become a better person, and maybe do some fashion because I'm trying to create my own small business that has to do with clothes and so forth. So I want to start my second YouTube channel. And the reason why I'm putting this down in my overview is because my second YouTube channel and this budgeting channel, I'm hoping that I can make some money off of that, and this budgeting channel has everything to do with money. So if anything has to do with money, I will put it down here. And just so, like, you know, I can kind of get an idea, what do I need, how much money do I need for a certain item, and so forth. So you will see YouTube pretty much in my overviews all the time. How can I get better? How can I structure myself, and what kind of tools do I need to make my YouTube videos, and so forth, right? So the next thing I want to focus on is my next small business, which I was just talking about, which is going to be, you know, my fashion, clothing, things that I want to sell. And I'm trying to change the name for that. So this channel was called originally Cactus Yellow Budgeting, but I changed it to Budgeting with Gabby, and now the clothing line that I'm going to have called is Cactus Yellow. So I'm going to kind of transition things a little bit. I really like that name, and I really like the branding name, so I really want to keep it. So I'm just going to write Cactus Yellow. And what I want to do for this is I want to start researching how to really run a small business and what I need to do for that. Next thing I want to do is I want to create an LLC. I think that's what I'm going to do. From my past research, I think an LLC is probably the most beneficial thing I can do for my small business. And so I want to do that. And I also have what my logo and brand is going to look like. So I also need to get that copyrighted so no one can steal my stuff. So I just want to see how much that's going to cost, and I want to get that all done in February. That's pretty much all for my small business. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on my job. So let me put this up a little bit. And I think I'm going to write career for that. So for my career, like I just said, I'm trying to transition into new jobs. And my current job that I have, I make really good money with her, but I've been working with her for a very long time now. And to be honest, I'm not very happy with her. I'm not happy with the job anymore. And so I'm trying to transition and leave. I think that transition is going to cause me to have a budget cut, but I'd rather have a budget cut and make less money and be happy than make more money and be very unhappy at the job that I'm doing now. So let's write that down. Next thing I need to do in order to transition into these new jobs is to work on my interviews. I have a couple interviews for this month, and I also need to start training. One job seems very promising. I already have a second interview with them and they like me very much. And so I think I'm going to get that job. And if I get that job and fill out all the paperwork, then my training will be for the whole month of January and probably some of February. So let's write those down. Next thing I want to do is focus on is the gym. I'm trying to get back into fitness. That kind of will help me with my mental and physical state. And in order to feel good mentally, with happiness, I need to feel good physically. So the gym is something I really want to get back into, and I want to do that 5 days a week. And in order to do that, I need to buy a gym membership. I already know the cost of the gym membership, so I want to write that down. It's going to cost me $150. Kind of pricey, but that's going to be $150 for up until the summer, I believe. So it's not too bad, especially if I'm going 5 days a week. I don't mind. I need a gym. I know the gym that I want, and the gym I know where everything is, so I'm willing to pay the $150. Next thing I want to focus on is my casita. I live in a casita. It's kind of like an apartment complex, but they are casitas. They're even called casitas. And so I kind of need to talk to management and see if I can renew my lease, and if I really want to renew my lease, if they can work on me in terms of the rent. They're upping rent by $150, and I think that's just a little excessive, especially if they're not being a good management place. And so I need to talk to them about that. The last thing I want to focus on is school. I'm a little unsure if I want to do school this year, just because I'm going to be working 2 jobs as well as trying to do both of these YouTube channels. And I'm kind of also moving away from school and trying to, focus on a whole new direction. So it's just a little bit up in the air, and I would be taking 1 class, but I just don't know if it's going to fit into my schedule. My schedule is already a little compacted, so I need to figure that out. I need to have my answer by the 9th. And so that way I can pay for school and start the classes on the 10th. So that's pretty much all I have for my overview. Let me zoom you out just so you can see a little bit better about what it's going to look like. I kind of don't really like how it turned out in terms of, structuring it. I do like how I spaced this out. I did it in the past, but I also made these little dots. I probably should have just kept the line and did that, but I'll learn for next month. Okay, so like I said, I wanted to focus. I put what my main focuses were and how I was going to do that, or what I needed to do for that, and so forth, right? So I talked about my finances. I wanted to determine what all my debt is so that I can focus on my debt and kind of know what I need to pay for the following months. So the next thing I did was determine what my credit score is. I know what my credit score is, and I want a goal to have my credit score set at. And so I needed to know the credit score in order to see what I can do to maintain that goal. Next thing I talked about was my sinking funds. I know what sinking funds I want to do. And so I kind of mapped out how much I would need to pay each month in order to complete these sinking goals. Next thing is I'm kind of questioning whether I want to do a $500 payment to the IRS. Like I said, it's not a needed payment. It's just something I've been doing on my own. That way I can have a better tax return at March and pay extra bills or just have extra money in my account. Then I focused about YouTube. I talked about this channel, and I talked about a second channel that I want to do. And in order to do those, I need to get my laptop fixed. Then I talked about my next small business and how I'm going to do that. So I wanted to complete an LLC and a logo brand, and I need to figure out how much those amounts are going to cost for next month. That way I can write it down and make sure I put it in my budget system. Next thing is career. I talked about transitioning into 2 new jobs just because I'm not happy with the jobs I'm currently doing. In order to do that career change, I need to go through these interviews and start my trainings. Next thing I want to focus on is the gym. I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to get healthier. I just want to feel better with my health. And so I need to pay $150 in order to buy a gym membership so that I can feel this way. Next thing I talked about is the place that I'm living at. I need to talk to management and debate if I want to renew my lease or not. To be honest, I don't really have the money to find a new place. I don't have the deposit money, and I don't have first month's rent. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to renew my lease, but I want to talk to them about the amount that they're trying to raise on me, because $150 a month extra is quite a lot. Next thing is school. I'm just trying to debate if I want to take this one class or not, and I need to know that answer by the 9th in order to start the classes on the 10th. So now let's go on to the next side, and I'm going to show you what I do for that side. Okay, so now this is the side that I have, and I'm going to focus on this side right here. This side, I pretty much will put down what I know at the top of my head, but over the month, things will start surfacing on what I want to do for February. So on my own, I will go back to this section and write things down that I want to accomplish for February. So let's start and write those down as well. Okay, so let me zoom you in. I kind of wrote stuff right now just because I think it would be easier for me to write these out and then talk about them. On this side, I kind of talked about them and then wrote them down. I'm kind of trying to see a strategy and what works better and kind of get the information and how it relates better to you. This is going to be my February overview, right? So what I do for this side is I write down bullet points so that way I can go to February and kind of look back at like, oh, hey, this is what I wanted to do for February. I need to remember to write that down in my February overview. So like I said, I want to buy an LLC and I want to start doing my logo copyright so no one can steal my stuff. And I need to find out what those amounts are going to be. And once I do, I want to buy it. So I need to make sure I do this for February. Next thing I want to do is I have an email already that I was using for this channel, but I want to change the name of the email, and I want to use that email for my small business. I'm also trying to set up a business card, and I don't think I'm going to do that probably until a few more months down the road, but I need an email. I need to start setting up stuff in terms of like Instagram and a Twitter and, you know, just a website, and I need to add all of that to my stuff, but I want to start with just working on things smaller like Google email name. Next thing I want to focus on is a dealership. I need to call my car's dealership just because my car door handle squeaks whenever I open it. When I got my oil change in December, they told me that this was something I need to call the dealership about because they couldn't fix it. So I need to figure that out. I also made a mistake, and this is where whiteout comes in hand, but I don't have whiteout unfortunately, so I just had to put a line through it for now. Next thing I want to focus on is buying my mom a Valentine's Day gift for February. I always get my mom a Valentine's gift every year, and this year I want to make sure I write it down so that I can budget for it. In order to have a budget system, you need to know what you need to do for each month. Dave Ramsey kind of talks about not buying stuff that's unnecessary, but I think all of this stuff is necessary. I think all this stuff for my small business is very necessary in order to create my small business. The car dealership thing is not as much as a need, but it is a necessity. And so if it's not really important, I'm kind of unsure if I want to do this, but every time I open my door, it's very embarrassing. And a couple of people thought I hit their car because of it. And I was like, no, I'm sorry. It's just my car door. It sounds like a big bang. And so I kind of want to get that fixed. I want to see how much that's going to cost. I'm not saying I'm going to get it fixed in February. I just want to call and see what the price is. That way, if it's really pricey, I can start a sinking fund for it. That way I don't have to pay a lot out of pocket at one time, right? It's kind of just looking ahead in the future, right? So what can I do now in order to make the stuff I need to happen in the future? And that's pretty much it I have for February. Like I said, on my own throughout the month, things will start to pop up and come into mind. So I'll probably go over this with you next month just so you can see what I was doing or extra stuff that I wrote down. And then I will incorporate it into my February overview. Next thing I have is this side right here. You can do many things with this. What I like to do is I like to see what my goals are for this month. So I'm going to write down goals. Actually, what I'm going to do is I might use some stickers for this. I do like stickers. I am a sticker friendly budget person. So, you know, let's start adding some stickers. Okay, now I have that down. So let's write what my main focuses are for the month of January. If I look back to my overview, this is where my goals come from. One thing I really want to focus on is my finances, just because I have so much listed under my finances. And in order to start my debt-free journey, I need to find out what these are, right? What is all my debt? Where is my credit score at? And what sinking funds do I need? So I'm just going to write down what my main focus was. Second thing, what is my second one? I think my second thing is going to be YouTube, right? I need to start both of these channels. I need to rebrand, and I need to get my laptop fixed in order to do that. This way, I would like to use YouTube as another income, and so I can't use that income if I don't start these channels. What's another goal? Let's look. Another goal I'm thinking is going to be Cactus Yellow. I need to figure out my small business. I need to do more research on it, and I need to figure out what I need to do in order to start it. I really want to get this stuff accomplished by the summer because I want to go back and forth to California and start doing some flea market stuff. I will actually talk about this more a little bit later, but like I said, I want to move to California. It's a great place in order to start a small business, especially with fashion. And so I've just been doing some things on my own and noticed that there are many flea markets. And so if I can get this up and running by the summer and go there, you know, every weekend or every other weekend, I can start selling my clothes and making a name for myself. So I think that's very important, and that's a big goal that I really want to focus on. So I got one more. You're not always going to have this listed out, but I think since I have so many things on this side, I can probably add another one. And it's probably going to be career, if I'm going to be totally honest, just because I need a new job. I have 2 new jobs lined up, and I just need to transition over. I'm just not happy where I'm at with my job, and so if I transition, then I can be happy. So let's write that on the other side. Yeah, I highly recommend buying whiteout. I need to go to the store and buy some whiteout. I didn't really budget for it this month, so next month I think I'm gonna set aside some money so I can buy some stuff for my office. Like I need to buy some staples, I need to buy a whiteout for sure, and I need to buy more stuff in terms of like envelopes, but I'll talk about that next month. Okay, now that I have both of that fixed, now I do this side, and I usually put a quote for myself to kind of give me a little more motivation. For this quote, I focused on Dave Ramsey. I think for this whole year, I'm just going to do quotes from Dave Ramsey's book, Total Money Makeover. And the quote that I have for him is going to be, so this is from his book, and he talks about this quote, and I really love this quote. It says, "The principles that you build your life on will determine your level of success." That is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to write all these principles. I'm trying to create, you know, kind of an outline for my future, starting with being debt-free. If I become debt-free, you know, I'll have a better life in the future for me and my family and for my businesses. I will also be able to have just a happier life, but I can't do any of that, and I can't be successful unless I build the principles now. That is what I'm doing. January is the month that I need to figure out my principles. What am I going to do? What habits will I create for these principles? And where do I need to get myself in order to be successful in life? I really love this quote. I think it fits perfectly for January. So here it is. If you want to use this quote as well, maybe use it for February. Hey, take it. I don't care. If it works for you and it helps you and it motivates you, by all, please take the quote, use it for yourself. For this section, I like to focus just on my credit score. And so I use Credit Karma. That's how I find out what my credit score is. And so let's write that down. So with my credit score and using Credit Karma, there's two credit scores. There's Transunion and Equifax. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Equifax, either way, same name. I personally don't know what the difference is between them, so maybe I'll do some research and talk to you about that next month. But let's write those things down. Okay, so my credit score for Transunion at the moment is 705. For Equifax, it's a little lower. It's 699. I looked up where the credit score range is at, and according to Credit Karma, for this one, I am looking at a good range. For this one, I am looking at a fair range. So this is good, but it can be better. This is fair. I think it's pretty leveled where a lot of people are at, but it's not good. So I want to get these up. So we do have a goal for 2022, and that's to get my credit score higher. And I want to get that higher up to 750 for Transunion and Equifax. So let's put it right here. Okay, so that is my goal. So that's pretty much all I have for this whole outline. Let me zoom out, kind of talk to you a bit about it, and then I think that's pretty much all we have for today. So let's zoom you out and talk about everything. I talked to you about this. I think I'm pretty good in terms of talking about that. This is my goals, right? I pick from the other side. What are my main focuses? My main focus for the month of January are my finances, both my YouTube channels, working on my small business, and transitioning into new jobs. This one right here is a quote that I like to do. You can do anything what you want here. I see a couple people do like Bible quotes. I'm not really biblical. I don't really care that much in terms of religion. And so I usually like to do quotes here. And for this year, I'm just going to focus on Dave Ramsey's quote just because I recently read his book and I love what he's doing and I love his inspiration, and it gives me so much motivation to work on a debt-free journey. And so I love this quote. I think it's perfect for January. Next thing is my credit score. Like I said, you can do anything you want for this whole page. This is just what I'm doing, right? So I write down my credit score. I use Credit Karma. They have Transunion and Equifax. Like I said, I don't really know what those two things differ in. So I'm going to figure it out and I will let you know in February. But I find out what my credit scores are. This is based off of my credit payment history, my credit history in total, like when did my credit really start, hard inquiries, my credit card usage, and I know there's one more. I can't remember at the top of my head, but I will list it probably like right here. So those are my credit scores, and then I talk about the range I'm in. So for Transunion, I'm in a good range, and for Equifax, I'm in a fair range. But my goal for this year of 2022 is to get 750 for both of these. I think that this credit score is highly possible just because I will pay off my credit cards, pay on my car, and hopefully start on my student loans next year. And I think with paying off my credit, that will raise my credit score. But this will happen over time. It will probably happen small, but that's okay, you know. Like I said, I have a whole year, I have 12 months to get this, and I think this is a pretty good goal for myself. I think it's doable, and I think it's acceptable, and it will just work out better for me in the long run. So let's look at everything and one piece. It doesn't look so blank anymore. I love that. All right, like I said, this is my January overview. I write down my main topics and then what am I going to do for those topics. Then this is going to be for my February overview, but I write it down just so I don't forget it, right? What do I want to accomplish for February's overview? And then I'll look back here and then I'll write on it. What are my goals for this month, right? I'll look back at my January overview and pick out the big things that I think are the most important and write them down here. Then I use a quote. Like I said, I'm using Dave Ramsey's book this year, so that is what I will mainly focus on. I'll pick something from there each month and I'll write it down. Then I focus on my credit score overall, where I'm at for both, what are my ranges, and then what is my goal. That's pretty much all I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, my name is Gabby. This is going to be Budgeting with Gabby, and I hope this gives you some ideas, and I hope that this will help you on your debt-free journey as well. And please like and subscribe if you like this. Leave a comment if you're kind of unsure of what I'm talking about, or if you think that something I said was a little unclear. I would definitely like to, sum it up and give you more explanation on why I do things. But like I said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next videos. Thank you. Bye.